Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, Borsalino and Sakazuki, oh man, I always get that mixed up. Basically, Akainu and Kizaru are here. The KIZUNA Clash has started on OPTC Global, so what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be testing some of those teams that I built for you guys in the prep. Now, if you guys did watch that video, I do appreciate it. It was a very, very scuffed video. Unfortunately, I didn't have the infograph to sort of find out what the actual stages do. Once again, shout out to Subconsi for the guidance video. But some of the teams that I made, especially one of the INT teams, doesn't actually function the way that I described it to, mainly because you don't get your specials charged at the beginning. So I have changed one of the teams, and you may see some change ups in the actual teams themselves, as I did just rebuild the teams based off the infograph. I sort of kept the same units as that I was explaining about in my initial video, but there may be some changes. So if this video does help you guys out in any way, make sure to go down there and belt the like button for me. If you are new to the channel as well, consider hitting that big red subscribe button as well for more OPTC content. I'm going to quickly grab these KIZUNA tickets, or whatever you call them, and then we are going to move on to the actual runs. So I will see you guys when I got some tickets. Alright, so for the first variation, we are taking on the Dex variation. So this is the strength team that I have built. I have replaced like Carrot on this team, but we are using Cavendish, as he has a 2.75 times chain lock. If you have a friend Sengoku, or you have your own Sengoku, I would recommend putting the Sengoku where the Jinbei actually goes. Now, I'm actually going to quickly slap that Sengoku on that team, actually, just so I can get some more points. But utilizing Jinbei is amazing, because he can actually reduce 3 turns of the attack down, as well as give you a 2 times color affinity boost. Now, on stage 30, unfortunately, we actually get 6 turns of attack down. So bringing a friend Sengoku helps out quite a lot against the Dex stage, as you really need to be able to remove the 6 turns of attack down. And I'm pretty sure they put up they give you block orbs as well. From memory, I'm pretty sure they give you block orbs as well after stage 30. So bringing a friend Sengoku obviously is very, very helpful. This particular team is all basically free spirits and fighters bar Cavendish. Now you could probably, like I said, you could probably replace Cavendish with Carrot to get the full buff that way. But some notable supports on this particular team is we are using Rayleigh on our Snake Man, and we are using Cat Viper on our Chopper. Now, the big reason that we're doing that is for this particular stage against Garp, he's going to randomly blind one of your units for 6 turns. So with sockets, it'll go down to 3. Then with your supports, you can remove that with Rayleigh and Cat Viper. Garp has a damage reduction as well, so we're going to use our Chopper special to remove that. And then because I'm running double Sengoku, I'm actually just going to use the Sengoku special here. But for you guys, if you have Jinbei or something there, just make sure you save that color affinity special for the final stage. On this final stage against Sakazuki and Borsalino, they actually give you a 1.1 times attack boost, which is very annoying. And then they also give you the attack down. So you really want to remove that. So you can actually use the Kobe support special here. Kobe can remove all positive buffs. So we can remove the 99 turns of the attack up, and he's also boosted for more tickets. So he's really, really good to be running in the early stages for all of your teams, just to maximize the amount of ticket growth. With Snake Man special, Snake Man super typing, the Sengoku special, and the Cavendish special, we can remove the attack down, give ourselves a full bot of orbs, get a 2.5 times orb boost, a rainbow 2 times attack boost, and a chain lock. And as you see, we have a lot of damage, and this team should last quite a while. When it starts to sort of fail, we may have to swap Kobe and bring someone that can do a multi-stage attack boost. But that's the first of the strength variations. Let's hop into the next team now. So moving into the next strength team, I am using the Sweet Generals as my leader. Now, again, when you bring the friend Sengoku, I have actually, as I've been going through this video, I just realized that he actually boosts fighter and cerebral units. So if you are going to be bringing a friend Sengoku, try and fill the team out with those classes, mainly so that way you can actually just get a bigger buff for when you are bursting damage. But again, in the early stages, it's not that big of a deal, and once things start to get a bit tricky, just build your most optimal damage teams. Obviously, so this team is going to work more optimally with like even like a friend Snake Man rather than having another Sweet General, so that way you got a bigger orb boost. But as you guys will see here, I'm just sort of bringing up the captain ability. He does only fighter and free spirit attack by 5 times, so he's very, very good still, but he is obviously restricted just to those 2 classes, which is very, very, very annoying when you are building teams. But as you guys, like, obviously, you want to just bring, instead of bringing him as a friend captain, you just want to bring another optimal super typing. On stage 2 against Garp, he's going to randomly bind one of our crewmates, as you guys know. But with this particular team, we just don't have really any way around that, apparently, because I am an idiot. But I do have this Okiku, so that's the thing on this particular team. You don't want your Okiku to get blinded. So that is a little bit of a downside, I guess, to this team. As if Okiku gets blinded, you're kind of stuck. But I imagine you could probably find a support to put on here to remove blind, I guess. But look, it is what it is. Okiku does work well, provided she doesn't get blinded. Then we can basically just tear our way through our boy Garp here and move on to the next stage, or the final stage, I should say. So moving into the final stage against Sakazuki and Borsalino, they're going to give themselves that 1.1 times attack up, or they're going to give us that 1.1 times attack up and the normal attacks only. And then they're going to give us attack down. Just remember that with the red variation, you kind of want to bring a friend Sengoku. Otherwise, it is going to be very, very hard to get around the 6 turns of attack down. The 6 turns attack down and the block orbs that will get inflicted after stage 30. So what we can do here is we can use our Sweet General special for color affinity, chain boost, and attack boost after we use the Kobe special. Then we can use our Oven special to give ourselves a full board of orbs and an orb boost. Oven can also trigger the super typing for the Sweet Generals. And with that, that's basically just going to be GG. Catch you later. So the strength is a little bit annoying. I would highly recommend using the Snake Man team, to be honest, and bringing a friend Sengoku. That way you can just fill the team out with fighters and cerebral units. That's what I'll most likely be doing for the final variation. So moving into the next team against Sakazuki and Borsalino, we are versing the INT variation. Once again, we're going to be trying to bring a friend Sengoku. If you don't have a friend Sengoku, that's not the end of the world. This is literally just to maximize your tickets. If you have Sengoku yourself, you can actually replace Law, and I actually need to do that. I keep forgetting that I actually need to keep doing that before I go into these runs. So you can actually replace Law with that Sengoku. Unfortunately, Sengoku won't be hitting very hard, but like I said, in the early stages, you really just want to be maximizing your ticket growth. And if you have Sengoku, and obviously the free-to-play Kobe, and bring a friend Sengoku as well, you can get quite a lot of ticket growth. As you'll see, we're sitting in that 2.47 times ticket bonus, which is fairly high. So we are going to take on Borsalino INT with our, not mono side team, but with Boa as our leader. She's a very, very good super type leader. She's a very, very good special. We do have the Treasure Map Jinbei. He is an absolute god for this, as on the second stage, is it second stage? No, on the final stage, we get 7 turns of paralysis after level 30, and we also get 5 turns of special blind. So that is something to note. Bringing this Jinbei is amazing. On stage 2, when we come against Smoker, he gives us 5 turns of chain lock, and he gives us that hunger debuff. So this is where the Vivi is absolutely amazing, because not only does she give our crew an attack boost, she removes the chain multiplier, and she gives us 3 meat orbs. Because she gives us 3 meat orbs, it's very, very handy. Wait, why can't I do that? Oh, because my captain's not. Yeah, okay, cool. The fact that she gives us 3 meat orbs means that we can actually get around the hunger debuff very, very easily. Now, unfortunately, I can't use the Sengoku special, I just realized, because my captain isn't fighter or cerebral. That's actually fairly annoying, but it should be okay. Unfortunately, this team doesn't have an orb boost, so obviously just bringing like V3 Law is going to be a better option for more damage. But in the early stages, I don't even think you're going to need it. So bringing Sengoku is just going to be much more beneficial. When it gets a little bit trickier, probably running Sengoku as my leader will just be the better option rather than having Boa. But just having Boa's just got such a good super type, you know. So what we can do on the final stage against Borsalino and Sakazuki, we're going to use our Jinbei special to remove the special blind. He's also going to give us 2 times color affinity as we are at max HP. Kobe can remove the defense up, which is very, very handy. We can then use our Boa special to get the healing. The main reason we want the healing is so then we can actually use her super typing to get a full board of orbs, for our side units anyway, and to give them attack boost. So as you guys will see, like this team in the early stages isn't really going to be that optimal. Okay, it's not even a little bit optimal. Holy crap. There we go. Holy dolly. Don't know what was going on there. I think Sengoku might only be a fighter and cerebral captain. I might have to look into that with this team. So this team will work like later on down the track for a lot of like a lot of damage, bringing a friend Boa and then replacing Sengoku with Law. That'll definitely give you heaps and heaps of damage. But as you guys will see, like even just using Jinbei in the early stage, if you are stuck for options, will work fine. So for the next for the next team against the INT variation, we are using Luffy Sanji as our friend, and we do actually have Germa on this team. Now you can easily replace Germa with someone like V3 Law, or you can use someone like the Sengoku if you have them. But I just wanted to bring Germa basically just to show off Germa, give Germa some love. Unfortunately, I am still using the Jinbei on this team. The reason I've got Jinbei here is because he's the only one that can basically remove 7 turns of paralysis. But we are using Enel instead of the VV unit on this particular team. So Enel's great because he can remove 5 turns of the chain lock. We have Kobe once again because we are in the early stages, and we are going to be getting as many tickets as we possibly can. So against Smoker, we do want to remove that chain lock, so we're going to use our Enel special. He's also going to give us a chain buff, which is a little bit nice, as well as some matching orbs. And because of Luffy Sanji's amazing limit break, they can actually remove some of the hunger debuff, and if you bring 2 of them, you're always going to remove 2 turns. You can switch with your Luffy Sanji, get that other meat orb, and then basically just kill Smoker. Easy peasy, like no questions asked. Catch you later, Smoker. On the final stage, when we come up against Borsalino and Sakazuki, they are going to special bind us for 5 turns, and they give defense up. So after stage 30, they will give us block orbs. They will give us 7 turns of paralysis as well. I think they give us unfavorable orbs, but this is where the Jinbeis are absolutely amazing. For the meantime, you could use someone like Sanji and put Nami to remove the special bind instead, if you're not using Luffy Sanji yourself. There's also that option. Kobe's great because he can remove the defense up. Unfortunately, though, we do lose that color affinity that Jinbei can provide, but as things get a little bit tougher, we can replace the Kobe with another defense up remover. Someone like Ivankov would work very, very well. Then we can use our Luffy Sanji special for the attack buff, and then we can finish it off with our Germa special. Now, ideally, probably actually now that I'm looking at it, I probably should have used Germa's special before the Sengoku special, and then once Germa becomes captain, we can use their super typing, and that way we can just do a lot more damage with our PSY units. So that's just going to be GG for our boys Sakazuki and Borsalino. So this team will work very, very well. Obviously with 2 Luffy Sanjis, it's going to have absolutely no issues whatsoever. As time goes on though, you do want to replace the Kobe with someone else, so then you can get the color affinity boost from the Jinbei as well, and not lose that with Kobe's special. So moving into the final color variation against Sakazuki and Borsalino, they're actually a PSY unit. So as I mentioned in the intro, the Shanks team sort of didn't work as shooters, driven, and fighter characters get their cooldowns at the start, and that team obviously wasn't optimized around those classes. Is what I get for being a spoon and not checking the infograph. But I have put together this sugar team. Once again, shout out to Subconti for the team ideas. And it actually seems to work fairly well. So on stage 1, we're actually going to use the Magellan special, mainly so we can get the poison and we can get the conditional boost against poison units. Then we can use one of our sugar specials. Unfortunately, this team doesn't have many ticket growth as we only have Kobe on the team. When you use sugar special on turn 1 though, you want to make sure that you keep Kobe as Kobe. You really need Kobe for his defense removal on stage 2, but using the sugar special can just blast our way through that stage. And then when we move into the ESO stage and he has that 20 hit turn barrier, it's not going to be an issue for us. So he's going to gloom our captains for 5 turns, and this is where we can use our Kobe special to actually remove I think it's something like 4 turns of gloom. Unfortunately, I just realized Kobe removes the Magellan effect. That's so annoying. So you want to save the Magellan special after you use the Kobe. Yeah, you want to keep Magellan alive as a non-bear as well. Look, you know me, we live and we learn, right? So Kobe's basically here to remove the despair, which is great. You could probably bring a support, maybe someone like someone on Big Mom, I think would work fine. And the Sweet Generals, if you've got them, they can remove despair by 2 turns. That should work fine. With sockets, which this team actually does not have, funny enough, but it is what it is. On the final stage against Borsalino and Sakazuki, they give us a full board of unfavorable orbs, and they roll our specials back by 1 turn. So what we can actually do is we can actually use our pudding special to get a full board of orbs, and we can roll our specials forward. We can then use the special of our Big Mom, she's going to give us color affinity and attack boost. And then we can use the super typing of our sugar. So that way we can save the friend sugar's super typing for the res. So we are going to basically turn everyone into bears, and we are just going to clap Sakazuki and Borsalino. Unfortunately, when you do kill Sakazuki and Borsalino, they do revive. And they come back with like 20% HP. This is where you can actually use Garp and sort of just kill them. But with having this extra super typing available and the bears, with just even like losing your captain, as you can see, like you can still do so much damage to Borsalino and Sakazuki, but bringing like Beige on this particular stage is obviously the most optimal way to go about it. But the sugar team is a lot of fun. It should do a lot of damage, provided you don't get unlucky with what character gets blown away. So for the next team against the side variation of Sakazuki and Borsalino, we are using a double Katakuri team. Now, this team, I just said screw it. I'm just gonna bring Katakuri. The teams just they just work so much better, but you can bring a friend Sengoku in the very early stages, as I've been rambling on for this entire video. Excuse me. So with this team, we are bringing a full INT team, which is very, very good, and it is full fighter, shooter, and driven to get the cooldowns. With this actual comp, once you hit level 30, he puts up resilience as well. So the unit we have on this particular team is we actually have the KIZUNA kid from the last KIZUNA. He's amazing because he can give end of turn damage to get around resilience. Plus, he can roll out specials forwards for our INT units. As you guys saw there, we did have the Rayleigh support on our Luffy and Boa to remove the Gloom. And then we can actually use our friend Katakuri special to get an attack boost, as well as that conditional boost as well. We really just want to be able to take out Fuji nice and quickly before we move into the final stage. So getting that extra attack boost is just going to like make it life a lot easier. Plus, we do 10 hits to the enemy to break the barrier. Now, I do have the support of Law on my Katakuri for an orb boost, but you could easily use someone like Dofi on like Kid or something like that, or even Katakuri as well, to give driven characters a buff as well. So we get a full board of unfavorable orbs on this particular fight as well, and obviously we got our specials reversed. So we're going to use the special of Kid to roll our specials forward. We can use the we don't even need the Kobe special because we have the support, which is great. Then we can use the Boa special, the Boa and Luffy special. They're actually going to give us a full board of orbs and a massive color affinity boost, which is great. We can then use the Katakuri special for an attack and a delay conditional boost, which is awesome. And then the Law support will proc for that 1.75 times orb boost to our INT units. And then after we use the Beige special, we can actually activate the super typing of Katakuri. That Beige special works amazingly. Plus, Beige is actually another orb booster for driven and shooters, obviously. But for Katakuri being driven and this whole team being like driven and shooter, it does work fairly well. On the res, instead of blowing away a unit with this team, they actually can't blow away a unit, which is great. And if you wanted to, you could actually like save a Katakuri special from the previous stage to get that conditional boost again and to get the attack boost, and use the Beige special against Fuji. That way you just keep that big father effect moving into the final stages anyway. So this team should work very well for a very long time. I don't see it having like any issues moving forward for like ages, but when it does, we can easily just remove Kobe for like someone else, like a chain locker or something like that. So there you guys go. There were my two teams against each variation of Borsalino and Sakazuki. As mentioned in the early stages, I'll be trying to use the Sengoku on the team and the Kobe as much as I possibly can. I do apologize once again for these videos being a bit scuffed, as I didn't have too much time to like really focus in on making like grade A teams, or like focus on like what actually happens in the fights. So once again, I do apologize about that, but unfortunately, look, real life comes into play, and working on all day weekends, having Christmas parties and belated Christmas parties and social activities can take up a bit of time too, but I mean, it is what it is, right? So if you did enjoy this one though, make sure to go down there and belt the like button for me, and if you're new to the channel, consider hitting that big red subscribe button too. But guys, wherever you are in this beautiful world, make sure to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, I thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. Lates!